Cluttered counters, unflattering lighting, cold, depressing ambiance, hair on the floor, hair on the floor. Is this your bathroom? Let's fix it. Hey, thanks for joining me on the toilet. So we've got a situation here. This room gets me in the dumps every single time I have to use it, and I have to use it a lot. I have a very small bladder, I'm in this room a lot. So it's therefore my duty to turn this room around and flush it of everything that causes us stress. We're gonna try to do a makeover that's quick, easy, renter-friendly, but still transformative, and hopefully turn it into a little bit of an oasis.
I like it.
Listen, I am no happier about it than you are, but we are just gonna deal and carry on. So let's go. Let's design this tiny room, y'all. So if you're like me and you have no formal design training, this part of the process can be pretty overwhelming. So I'm gonna try to break down my process in a simple 4-step method, which I will refer to by the acronym PIS.
I'm so ready, I'm so ready, I'm so ready.
Step 1, Pinterest. This is just a fun, exploring time of this process of just finding out what tickles your fancy. All you need to do is just look at things and then be mindful of what triggers a feeling in you. I normally do this on a site called Pinterest. We all have a preference, and sometimes we don't know what it is until we see it. So I'll just start off with a simple keyword, for instance, bathroom, and just start pinning my preferences from there. So this is a look at all the interesting pictures that I pinned in the beginning of this process. Now on to step 2, which is instate. So step 1 gave us a wild west of inspiration, and this next step is to just instate some rules. This is where we look at our pool of options and decide on the boundaries for this room. So for my room, a rule that I wanted to stick to was to stay on the theme of Moroccan spa. This step is where you also create your color rule, a palette that you're going to stick to. So in this room I chose this jewel tone teal green color, this terracotta burnt orange color, and then a nice warm beige color. Having this color rule is kind of an easy hack way of making a room feel like it's well thought through, even if you're not a designer. Just stick with a palette and naturally the room will look like it's put together. Step 3 is source. So this is where for each touch point in your room, you're gonna start looking into material and into products that fit in your rule set. So I use Milanote to dump all of my options here. I had a section for the countertop and the cabinets, which was pretty straightforward. I think I already had this stuff at home, and so that was actually kind of how I curated this color palette in the first place. I had a section for everything I found for the floor tile. I also had a section for the shelving I wanted, and then the wallpaper. And then finally, step 4 is to select. This is the part where you start factoring in cost, lead times, quality, etc. It's a lot to think about, but saving this step for last is important because now you're only going to consider these factors for the items that actually matter and fit your design. So there you have it, that is my PIS plan. Did I follow this plan exactly? Not exactly. I'm not a very structured person, so I did a way messier version of this where I jumped between steps all over the place. And now I've just reverse engineered a very sensible step for you guys and for me. I'm gonna try to do this in the future, okay? So now that we have the final design, let's get back to the makeover. Oh look, here we are, back next to a toilet. Very aesthetic. We're gonna start with something fun just to kick this makeover off. Here's the peel and stick backsplash that I ordered. It's in this beautiful jewel tone emerald teal green blue color. We're gonna put them right on here. Should I put you here? Sorry, it's tight quarters in here. Just giving this a quick wipe down. So I've just kind of lined them up here to see how they look. That looks pretty good, don't you think? Okay, we're doing it. Wow. Wow. Ah, there's a bubble. Whoa, that's so satisfying, pulling that off. So I feel like I need to come in here and give you guys a bit of a warning about this makeover. Things start off pretty good. Oh, I love this color. Guys, looks good. But very gradually, I just started accumulating all these mistakes, all these poor decisions, all these poor executions, basically failures, to the point where I'd pretty much surrendered to the fact that I'm just gonna have to tear this room down and reset it after I show it to Thomas. Like right off the bat, I think I cut one of the first tiles like a centimeter too short. I made that one too short. Okay. I chose this job first because it was dummy proof, but apparently I can still mess this up. Great, now there's gonna be a seam. No one's gonna know. How will they know? I know it's pretty common of me to be critical of my own work, but I actually think this room might take the cake for having the most failures of any DIY I've ever done. I love that. It's slightly reflective, so it looks like tile, even though I think it's just silicone and plastic. I did add this little strip here, but I don't know if I like it. Ultimately, I think in an effort to keep this makeover renter-friendly, budget-friendly, timeline-friendly, I just ended up making it look a little cheap. You'll understand as things progress. Items that I ordered online just didn't come in the color or texture I expected. I just stuck this textured wallpaper up on the wall, and I don't know if I like it. I lost a part of the sink under the sink at one point. All right, well, that was a bad idea. Vinyl wrap is now my new worst enemy, and I cannot handle caulk. But you know what? What is this channel if not for encouraging you to take risks and embrace failures along the way? So with that frame of mind, let's just start the failure counter now. Want to come in the frame with me? Thank you for joining me on today's episode of What You Up To. It's lovely to have you. I know we've been trying to contact your agent. What brings you here today? No. I'm sorry for passing that to you. That was my bad. Hey guys, we're doing something really exciting today. Thomas is at jujitsu, or as my mother likes to call it, jugo juice. That is so funny. Hey, we are finally ready to do the floors of the bathroom because the tiles have arrived, and we've got our little helper here. Misha is a half husky, half Malibu, and we are taking care of him for two of our friends who are getting married this weekend. It's my little shadow. So this is the tile that we got. You can tell this was the start of the bathroom journey because of how excited everything made me. Like, just look at how happy I was. Guys, this is gonna look so darn good. I'm so excited. I'm so stoked. It's gonna look pretty heckin' cute, I think. You know what? Maybe the best thing to do is just to go for it, you know? I can lay it out all flat, but it's not really gonna do much.
Rates me from my winter hell. I've got candles and candy. I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you?
First tile is on, and that was so easy and satisfying to do. Tile stickers are a great option if you're renting because they're stupid easy to apply, completely removable, and you can just cut them with scissors. Wow, that was so easy. It feels so nice. I just want to rub it. Oh wow. Oh wow, this is so exciting. Oh my gosh. It's so smooth. These fun Moroccan style stickers I got were from a shop called Arts Infinity on Etsy. So the shop is located in India, and let's cue up the failure counter now because this is what happened. So I had ordered just a small amount to get it over here and test out the quality first, but on its way over, it got slapped with such a large duties and taxes fee. And so once it got here, obviously it wasn't enough to tile the entire floor, but it ended up being so expensive that I didn't want to order another batch. So I just tiled it and left this little zone around my toilet that I needed to find another option for. Yeah. So we're sitting on our new tile floor. It's feeling great, but I am noticing some of the edges starting to lift. I'm a little bit nervous about how it's gonna do under moisture and a lot of steam, but it looks pretty cool. I've just been focusing on lining the edges up. I haven't even taken a look. What do you guys think? Let's see, what's next? How's the goodest boy? He's gonna watch Alone with us later. I do not like the color gray. Anyways, we're gonna get to wrapping this bad boy up. It's always a little bit awkward to get around these areas. So we're just gonna get this contact paper to as far as we can and then try to loosen up this faucet to make our lives easier.
But also you can just like ask friends, and then also looking at...
Hi, fancy seeing you here. I'm like looking at the camera and everything's kind of backwards. I'm directionally challenged right now. Okay, that took way too long, but we got her done. Let's wrap the rest of this bad boy up. Cue the time lapse.
Oh, I know what will others say. Just find your way and try to stay.
Dang, I don't know if I like it. What do you guys think? Should I remove it? The thing with texture is it never looks 100% realistic, so I don't like it. The tones don't go that well together. I am taking it off. Let's go. You guys see that dust? Let this be a PSA. Clean your fan vents. Oh my gosh. Behold the magic of video editing, because it feels like no time has passed for you guys, but it's actually been 3 weeks since that previous clip. Oh, you can take it apart. Okay. Basically, we had abandoned the washroom project for about 2 weeks to go on a trip to Portugal. And if you couldn't tell already, part of the inspiration for this bathroom design actually came from my deep love of Europe. Alright, let's talk about lighting. Arguably one of the biggest players in changing the ambiance of a room. I am an absolute wuss when it comes to being cold, but I'm also a masochist. So at the end of every shower, I'll blast the water on cold for just a little bit before stepping out. And the lighting in the room can make the difference between me feeling like I'm stepping out into an igloo or a warm desert. When I am shivering like a mad woman in my towel, I want to be psychologically fooled into thinking that I am on the sun. So when it comes to light bulbs, I look for low Kelvin ratings. The lower it is, the warmer the tone. So if you're looking for a warm candlelight tone, go to 2700K. That's what I did. Alright guys, one of the risks when you make certain design choices in any room is the possibility of absolute failure. And when that happens, it is okay. Trial and error. This is an example of error. This outlet cover that I bought actually goes kind of well with this yellow tone. I think that's the only thing I like about it. It's the next day. I have slept on the wallpaper. And the sad reality is I'm not loving it. So not all is lost, but it's just very yellow. You know? I tried painting a little bit of it just to see if we could cover up the color, and that seems to work. So we are going to pivot. I'm going to make a quick run to Rona and then see if we can grab some paints. I think I've settled on the color. We are going to do this little terracotta. I think that'll look good. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this. One option was to just do tone on tone of this green so that it kind of goes with this tile, but I believe the wash in a little too cool tone. So instead, I want to go back to my original idea, which was to do something that was more terracotta, slightly burnt orange style. That'll keep this room a little bit warmer, a little bit cozier. I probably should have just painted this whole room in the first place instead of fussing around with peel and stick, but I'm just trying to keep it renter friendly and easier for me to move out in the future. I will say, it is looking a lot more orange on camera than it is in real life. In real life, it's this nice, warm terracotta color. It's coming off a very bright orange in here. Excuse me. I wasn't originally planning to replace the shower curtain, but it was quickly clear that in adding the loudly patterned floor tile, I had introduced two very loud and confrontational players into the same small room, and someone had to go. This shower curtain, oh, good choice. Speaking of not having too many loud characters in the same room, here's another fail. At one point in the early design days, I was having trouble finding the exact wallpaper in the color I wanted that didn't end up costing me $500 to do the entire room. I ended up having the idea to design my own wallpaper. So I learned how to make these like seamless, repeatable patterns that I could get my friends at Wallpaper Online to help print as a custom print for me. But after installing that floor, again, I could tell that the patterns were going to be too noisy on the wall and then end up clashing. So I just completely scrapped that idea. Some might say this was like a waste of a couple days, but on the positive side of all this, what I did pick up was a skill of actually knowing how to make repeatable patterns now. But I can talk about that more and teach you how to make one for yourself in another video if you are so interested. So I just stuck up one of my favorite versions of the very famous Two Women at a Window painting. I just thought this is the perfect version to have in a bathroom. I don't have a frame that's the size of this, so because I'm impatient to get this done with, I'm just gonna, for now, temporarily make a frame out of these chrome gold peel and stick metal that can be stuck on. It's a little kitschy, but it'll do for now. And look, you can see your reflection in it. Hello. Hi. I actually have a couple other prints that I bought for this room. There's this really punchy work of art of this woman, and I just find it so titillating, and it's very bold, which I love. But I don't know if the colors really suit this room. I love the rusty colors of this frame, and I think it goes really well with the burnt orange. This piece of artwork will be changed out. This is from a calendar. This might be an opportunity for me to learn the lesson of less is more. So I might just not hang these up, which is a really hard thing for me to do. I'm always a more is more kind of person, but. Talk a lot about in my makeovers is how much power a space can have in helping you build and maintain your habits. My Asian mom just bullies me on the condition of my skin every time she sees me, so I'm basically forced to start building up my daily skincare habit. These shelves are going to house the small number of key essential items for my skincare, and the very act of aesthetically displaying these key items will help to remind and simplify the habit. And also I got this wall-mounted glam mirror so I can blow up the size of the sunspots on my face and really scare me into remembering why sunscreen is so darn important. I'm gonna be frank with y'all. The patient's not looking good. Diagnosis is bad. One of the last things I'm gonna do, just because the rest of this room is kind of more yellow tone, the wide door is just a little bit too bright and a little too jarring. I have this peeling stick that I originally ordered as just kind of a test piece for the walls, possibly, and I didn't end up using it for the walls, so I'll use this on the door. It'll just make it a little bit more muted. As is my luck, there's not enough wallpaper in this roll to do the entire door, and I'm like 2/3 of the way through. But it's gonna be really awkward if it's just one white strip, so I might just roll the whole thing back up. This is the story of this entire room, me not getting enough material, because I don't know how it's gonna turn out, so I just buy one.
My property manager's gonna freak out. She's gonna freak out.
It's all removable.
Dude, it looks...
I'm so nervous.
Can I finally pull this off?
I guess so.
Okay. Whoa, what the... what the... Whoa, dude, this is so different.
I know.
What the fuck? Everything is different. Oh my god. Wow. It's so different now.
I know.
It's way better, first of all.
Are you just saying that because it's on camera? We can get your real reaction after.
This is like a thing. Whoa. You got this here now. Nice. It does feel like a spa. Nice butt. What it was before was just like a blank slate. What? You got metal? Gold? Real gold? How much did this cost? How much did this cost?
I did a final tally of how much this bathroom cost me in total, and we made it to just, drumroll please, 584 Canadian dollars. Crazy.
Oh my goodness, I had no idea you were doing like the full 360.
I know I was feeling a little insecure about how cheap things were looking in this bathroom, but this makeover was cheap. And that's okay. This is not our forever home for us to want to pull our money into, but at the same time, I want to still make it into a beautiful space that brings us joy. You just can't look too closely.
You should title your YouTube video like that. The look at it from a mile away washroom makeover.
Yeah, the washroom looks good when you don't look too close.
Yeah.
Ah!
Nah, it looks good. It looks good.
So it's been a couple of days since this washroom has been officially open to the public. And by the public, I mean Thomas and I. One thing that I will say is that none of the imperfections that drove me absolutely crazy when I was making over the space is actually driving me crazy anymore. Like while I was tiling the floor, I would notice every little edge that wouldn't line up perfectly. Like when I was sticking on the wallpaper, every time there was a seam, it just looked like the most obvious thing in the world to me. And when I was applying all the caulking, every single time it would ooze in a non-straight line. End of the world. The end of the world. But now what I've come to realize is that when someone experiences a space, they experience it as a whole. So when I come in here now to use it, I don't even notice all these little imperfections. It just feels like a mood. It feels like a cozy cavern that you can luxuriate in. Like sometimes I'll just come in here and I'll keep that light off and I'll just have this mirror light on and it's so stinking, it's cozy. Come in. Like now that you've used it for a week,
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like it. It's good. It's good. I like it. It's good.
Hey, you heard it here first. First, babe. The robot has spoken.
It's good. Yeah. Everything's in a good spot, and it looks good.
High praise.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Ooh. Kind of take a bath.
Do?